See here, once you're able to see this, means that it's able to render the index.php. So next, what we want to check is that make sure that this server API is CGI fast CGI. So that means this is vulnerable to that particular exploit that we shown earlier on. Okay. So if we take a look at over here, if we go to this particular host, we go to Apache 2.2, then we go to this let me adjust the font. We go to this CGI bin. This folder. And we want to see. So we run php -cgi.exe and we run the help command. So we can see there are a few options that is made available to us. So we can see that there's, in particular, there's this S option. So display the color syntax highlighted source. So if we go here, if we see here, we want to -s, we can actually see the source code of this particular file. So you can see it actually allow us to run PHP allow us to use the CGI module to find out the source code of this particular page. So which means that we can actually run all the different commands, right, that is made available to us. So let's take a look at the exploit. So as a recap, this PHP version that is can be exploited using this exploit code is for PHP that has this CGI turned on. So if you're not using CGI, then you are not vulnerable to this exploit code. So what is CGI? So CGI is stands for Common Gateway Interface. It's a way to run PHP as a separate executable program instead of embedding it directly inside the web server. So when people use PHP-CGI, they use it for the web server to receive requests, start the PHP-CGI.exe process, pass the request to it, allow PHP to execute the script, and returns the output HTML back to the browser. So PHP runs as a separate process instead of embedding in the Apache web server. So let's take a look at this. So they already come out with this exploit code. So I'm not going to run this. This one is too complicated, I feel. So basically it's the body request. This is where we do the post request to this. And over here you can see there's a -d. -d. So it allows you to configure the init file. Basically it's a configuration file. Let's take a look at -d. Over here. Okay. So you can actually let's take a look here. Yeah, so looking at over here, you can see that there's this -d that allow URL include So it means that it allows you to able to include a remote file. And we want to, this command here is basically to allow us to include the post request body. So we want to include this into our post request. And basically this is to also saying that we want to be able to accept this body request. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. So since we have already published it, so let's take a look at our IP. Let's look at it. What is our IP? So 10.0.2.4. So let's look at Kali over here. Let me see if I can. So looking back here, we can look at our Kali machine. So let's see whether we can access that particular website. So over here, if you open up the browser, you can see 10.0.2.4. Okay, so let me okay, so you can see here it works. So it's able to access that particular website. So next, let's see. Okay, so we need to include the index.php. So you can see the source code. So next, what you want to do is open up Bug. I mean, that's the fastest way to launch this attack. So let's try again. So this time around, let's open up the proxy. Let's go back here. Okay, so we have received it. So we go to repeater. And let's modify let's modify it. Okay, let's go back to those first. So, okay, so this one we'll just put, okay, we'll copy this first. So looking back here, you can see that this is for a Linux machine. So since we are using the Windows, so we need to use the Windows command for PHP to print out some OS version, system version, and things like that. So we'll use this. Okay. So this is for the Windows. So let's send it. Maybe we will code it. So if we decode it, let's see whether it works. Let's try one more time. So as you can see here, we successfully print out the system version and the OS and things like that. So how can we remediate this? So let's take a look at this. How can we actually prevent this from happening? Or how can we remediate this vulnerability? So I think so it seems like I didn't really say much here. So anyway, I think the best advice is that upgrade the PHP to the latest version to prevent such vulnerability from happening. Or the other way is that you don't use the CGI. Okay, so since this is vulnerable, if you don't need to use it, you just turn it off. As simple as that. So that is like the most straightforward way. But if you have to use it, then you have to upgrade your PHP to the latest version. So I hope that this video gives you a better idea of how this vulnerability can be exploited. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.